Hello friend, it's BorasLegend here, and today's time for a new tutorial on my channel. Today I will show you the best camera and controller settings for FIFA 19. Of course, everybody has their own preferences, but today I'll give you my best advice after 6 years of professional FIFA gaming. I will explain all settings and of course give you the best advice for both new and hardcore players. Starting out with the trainer. You want to hide this unless you're completely new to the game. It is simply annoying. Alright, timed finishing. We covered this in the last video. This is possible to turn off even though I prefer to have it on. As we speak, time finishing is not really necessary in your repertoire, but it will most likely get upgraded with some patches ahead. Second defender switch icon. This is a new feature for FIFA 19 which shows you the second defender controlled by the AI. This will for example be the player controlled when you're using second man pressure. Even though it is a nice feature, it's hard to see the need to have this info since you can't do anything with the second defender anyways. In my opinion, it's just confusing and can trick you to believe that you're controlling the wrong player. This especially in games where you are a bit nervous. It is a nice thought from EA, but the downside is bigger than the upside. That is why we turn it off. Pass block assistance has been in FIFA for a long time, where the AI simply helps you to block passes. But in FIFA 19 it's possible to turn this feature off and just manually decide when to lunge forward. But 9 out of 10 times the auto block feature will help you. That is why we want it enabled. You could go hardcore and turn it off, but it won't really help you to defend better. Auto switching is a very important setting. This decides how the game will switch players for you in the defense. Here you have 3 options. Auto will make the game switch to the closest player every time the opponent makes a pass. But this will make it impossible for you to read the game and defend tactically. With manual, the game will never switch for you, you will have to control everything yourself. This can be tricky sometimes to defend crosses and corners. Finally, we have semi. With this, the game will only switch player for you when the opponent makes a high pass. This makes it possible to defend tactically when the ball is on the ground, but helps you to defend high passes when the ball travels very fast. This is simply the best option. Now we come to one of the most crucial settings on your controller, auto switching move assistance. This will decide how a specific player will move after you switch to a teammate. This will mainly affect your defense. Here the pro community is divided into 2 camps, none and low. None gives you slightly more manual defending where you need to track back and stop through balls more actively. But this also gives you better structure in the defense and better ability to stop passing combinations around your box. With low, you'll get more help from the AI to track back and cover up through balls. Sounds amazing, right? But it will also make it slightly more difficult to defend passes around and inside your box. So, ask yourself, what is your biggest problem in the defense? If you have no problems with through balls and are very confident in the defense, I recommend to pick none. But if you feel you need more help from the AI in the defense to stop through balls, I recommend low. After all, through balls are very useful in FIFA 19. That is why low overall is the best setting. But what about high? This will just create anarchy in your defense, so I recommend you to not try that. That is too much of the good stuff. Then we come to the basic mechanics. Here it makes no other sense than picking assisted. A world with all manual controls would be amazing, but we have to live in the reality. Picking manual or semi would just give you a big disadvantage. Exactly the same rule applies on through balls and shooting. Assisted is by far the best choice. But on crossing we want to pick semi. You will get the aim assistance from the AI, but you will be able to decide the power yourself. This will give you the chance to aim for either the near or the back post. Then we come to lob pass assistance. This will determine the directional help you get on lofted through balls. Here I would actually recommend to use manual. This because the error margin from the AI on assisted is very high, especially if you don't have a top tier team. The better team, of course, the less error margin from the AI. But on manual, you will aim and power up yourself. This might sound tricky, but you will get into it. Here you can actually use help from a specific trainer setting in the game. You just turn on movement. This will make it possible for you to see exactly how you're aiming with your left stick during every action. And this can be useful if you have problems to find the right direction for the manual lob passes. Then we have the save assistance, which you don't have to worry about when you play online. This will only come into play when you play offline and decide to play with the goalkeeper, so you can leave it on any value. Then we come to something very interesting, analog sprint, which by default will be enabled. This will determine how fast your player run, depending on how deep you press down your sprint button. This will give you the ability to half run. If you turn it off, just a slight press on the sprint button will make the player accelerate up to his max speed. You either max sprint or you don't. Turning the analog sprint off is recommended in FIFA 19. You want to make sure that your players are reaching the maximum pace. Finally, we have the defending. If you play online, tactical defending will be the only option and is also the best option if mastered to perfection. Legacy defending, the old tackling system, can sometimes be easier for new players, but it doesn't make sense to use when you're chilling offline. The ultimate step is to play FIFA online after all, and there you have only one option. Okay, finally we'll get into the camera settings. In FIFA 19 the default camera angle isn't the optimal. There is a reason why almost no pro players use it. It is just a halfway house of the best options. There are three main options depending on your playstyle. Co-op, which is used in pro clubs, gives you an amazing overview and is also good if you like to hold possession. However, you don't really have the best contact with the pitch, which sometimes can make it hard to find the micro movements. Then we have Classic, which is one of the most common choices amongst pro players. It is very similar to default, but with a closer angle to the pitch, which gives you a bit more contact. This is, in my opinion, the best camera angle for a player who likes to find small and fast combinations in the attack. Finally, we have Telebroadcast, the powerhouse. This is the most common camera angle amongst pro players, and there is a clear reason why. It is very balanced. You can both hold possession and find quick combinations in the attack. It also gives you a perfect overview in the defense, which is the reason why it is used by the world's best defensive players. That is it for today, guys. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more tutorials coming to my channel. This week I'm planning some of the main ones, like for example defending and best type of finishing. So don't worry, you will be all set for FIFA 19. Thank you so much for watching. As always, until next time.